Hello, everyone. This Shabbat we'll be reading Parashat Bemidbar. Candlelighting will be at 7:54. Sunset will be at 8:12 today. And we should try to read Sfirat HaOmer after 8:36. Netzach Hamad sunrise will be at 5:32 tomorrow morning. Kriyat Shema Israel, the early, according to Magen Avraham, is 8:36. The latest time that we could say Shema Israel is 9:12. Early Mincha, the earliest time that we could pray Mincha is at 1:29. And the Shkiyah, sunset, will be at 8:13. We should try to start eating Sudah Shlishit by 8:13. Shabbat will be over 9:04. According to Rav Moshe Feinstein, Shabbat will be over 9:04. Pirkei Avot, there's a custom to read Pirkei Avot from Pesach till Shavuot. This is last week, right before Shavuot. Now, Haftarah for this week, even though the Shabbat, even though the Parsha is Bemidbar, the Haftarah will not be for Parashat Bemidbar, but rather it will be for Machar Chodesh, since on Sunday will be Rosh Chodesh. So therefore, on Shabbat, we're going to read Haftarah Machar Chodesh. And also, starting Sunday until, including the 12th of Sivan, meaning from Rosh Chodesh until 12th of Sivan, including 12th of Sivan, we do not say Tachanun. We're not going to say Tachanun for 12 days. Okay, I would like to say a few words on the Parashat Bemidbar. It says in the pasuk, "Se'u et rosh kol adat bnei Israel lemishpechotam levet avotam b'mispar shemot kol zachar legulgelotam." And the translation is, meaning you should count the entire assembly of children of Israel according to their families, according to their father's household, by the number of the names, every male according to their head count. Okay, so legulgelotam means a head count. So Moshe Rabbeinu had a task to count the Jewish people, to count every single, to count all the Jews, to see how many people they are. To take census, of course, from certain age till certain age. Okay, now there's a commentary of Rama Mipano. His name is Rav Menachem Azaria of Pano, from the city of Pano. And he writes, he was a Mikubal, he was a Kabbalist, and he writes very interesting. He says the word legulgelotam, which means a head count, also reminds us the word gilgul, reincarnation. So he says that Moshe Rabbeinu, he wasn't only counting the bodies, but also the soul, the neshama, to see how many times will that neshama come back to this world. He checked every single person. He checked their neshama, meaning to see how many times will that neshama come down to this world. Now, so this is a very interesting concept, the concept of Gilgul, which means reincarnation. Now, we know Kabbalists tell us that our neshama came to this world. It's not the first time that it came to this world. It had been in this world already, and it probably came already a few times. So it's not our first time here in this world. When after a person dies, his neshama goes up, and for some reason, if it didn't do what it was supposed to do, it comes back to this world to complete its full mission. We know, like, every neshama has a tachlit, has a mission in this world, specific mission, and if it does not complete that mission, it comes back to this world again. So Gilgul Neshamot, which means reincarnation, is an important concept for us to know. Now, you'll ask me, why is it important for us to know? Okay, yeah, it's a concept, but why is it important in this week's parsha? What lesson can we learn from Gilgul Neshamot? So the answer is very important. Is that many times, there are many times in our lives that sometimes, we cannot understand why things happen, why certain things happen in this world. Why do some people suffer so much? Why, why do they suffer so much while other people, they cruise effortlessly, through their lives? Why do children die? Why does it happen? Why do young married couples suddenly become ill and leave behind spouse and little children? So there are many things that certain things that don't make sense, and we try to understand, like, why, and we have a lot of questions, and we try to ask, why does all these things happen? Why is there a poor man that's we feel so bad for him? Like, why can't he become rich? Why is this person has so much suffering in his life? Like, why does he have all these bruises in his body and all the sicknesses? Like, why these things happen? So the concept of Gilgul, of course, can help us to make sense of what happens in this world. So it teaches us that whatever we experience in our in our short stay in this world, in our body, of course, it has a much bigger picture, much bigger picture. It's not just I was born and I have to do whatever I have to do and then go. No, it has to do with what we came, what kind of life we had before we came to this world, which means in our previous life, and that's the concept of Gilgul. Now, Chafetz Chaim says something very interesting for us to understand. He brings a pasuk. He says like this. It says in the pasuk, Mishpatei Hashem emet tzadiku yachdav. The Mishpatei Hashem emet tzadiku yachdav, which means, the translation, the laws of Hashem are true. Together they are just. Together they are just. Now, what does it mean together in what? Like, what does it mean together they're just? So Chafetz Chaim says, together with each other. Together with each other they're just. And he explains with a parable. He says like this. There was a very rich man, very, very rich man. A person, unfortunately, he became arrogant, very, very arrogant. He mistreated those who were less fortunate. He abused his power with money grants, and he became very bad. So after 120 years, when his neshama went to heaven, after he died, his neshama goes to heaven, and he in the heavenly court, he was told, he was asked, why did he do all this? And they showed him all the bad things that he had done. So they showed him all the people that he hurt, all the unfortunate people that he make them suffer and everything. So the soul pleaded. So they said like this. So they decreed in heaven that he has come back to this world again, and he has to fix everything that he did, all the mistakes that he did. His mission is in this world to come down to this world and to fix everything. Suddenly the soul pleads with heavenly court, and it says, please, 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 I beg you, please do not bring me down as a rich man. Please, I beg you, I don't want to go through those tests. I don't want to fail again. Please don't make me rich man again. And he starts pleading. Midat Adin, Midat Adin, which means the attribute of justice, argued right away. He says, how can he prove that he has gotten the message if he does encounter the same challenges? But Midat HaRachamim, the heavenly court, sided with the neshama and sent it down with a lowly, pathetic beggar. He comes down to this world as a beggar. There's nothing. Okay. Now, which means he's born to this world, he comes back to this world, but his mazal, his fortune will be that he will be a beggar. He won't have penny to his name. But now, if we look at him, and if we see him on the street, how are we going to respond? We're going to ask questions. We're going to say, why did God create him like this? Why did it have to happen? Why did it have to happen? Why all this has to happen? Why can Hashem change his mazal? Why can Hashem make him rich? And even he might ask the same question when he's in this world. God, why, you made me a beggar. Why did you make me a beggar? I'm always unfortunate. I'm always have to go and beg and ask people for money and this and that. But if we look if we look at the decrees that happened to a neshama, over the course of its descent into this world, together, yachdav, then we can understand why things are difficult for some and easy for others. Which means if we look at before and after, which means before they came to this world, before, meaning the previous life. If we look at his previous life and this life, and then we could understand, and then only then we could understand that this person, he had to come to this world as a beggar. This was for his benefit. This was for him, so he should improve, so he should become better. So that was for his benefit. He wanted it. He begged for it. That neshama begged for it to come to this world without suffering. So all the things now, maybe we could understand the concept. Meaning, when a person comes to this world and chas v'shalom, la aleinu, he dies early, he dies very young. Or let's say children when they die, or all the unfortunate things that happen to people. Or let's say a person that is born and is poor and he doesn't have, he doesn't have money, and we all ask why do these things happen? But after we understand the concept of Gilgul, of course, it helps us to understand much, much better that everything that Hashem does is for the best, and of course, that is for His own benefit. It's for the benefit of the neshama, and of course, neshama wanted it to be in that. In this situation, in this world. So when we look at the world, we shouldn't be looking at it as as critical as saying, why does God do this and do that? No, opposite. We should look at it as Hashem. Everything that you do is for the best. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.